Alright, this is how you grid off your selfie portrait that's printed off. Okay? We're going to do these at a 1/2 inch grid, which you guys have been practicing at. So the grid is actually going to start on this one at the very edge of the photograph. So I'm going to line up my 0. I know it's sort of hard to see because of the way that the light is hitting, but my 0 is lined up at the edge of my photograph. It'll go exactly to 7 inches because these are 5" by 7" photos. And I'm using a color pencil because on this paper, when you use graphite or a number 2 pencil to grid off your drawing, you will have a problem seeing your lines on the black and white photograph. Okay? So I'm going to measure here. I'm going to measure on my other side. Alright, you don't have a lot of room here, so fit it in as best as possible. It's okay if your marks are on your photo because we're going to connect these. So I'm going to mark all my 1/2 inches. So it's a 1/2 inch grid. You'll have 14 for the 7" side, and we'll connect those. I even connect the one on the bottom. You may need to sharpen your pencil in between connecting so you don't have lines that are too fat. Make sure you actually line it up. All right, my lines are getting a little fat, so I would stop and sharpen my pencil because of time, and you know how to do this. I'm going to go ahead and measure at the top. So I'm going to measure up here and mark off my marks. And then I'm going to measure at the bottom and mark my marks. Because remember, we always mark twice, measure twice, and connect once. That way you have parallel, evenly spaced, perfect grid lines. If you choose to eyeball it, you have just failed your project. You must have even grid lines, or you will have a major problem with your grid to where you're now distorting your face. So remember how we talked about Sloth in the Goonies and his face is all distorted? You don't want that for yourself, no, do you? No. So make sure that your color pencil is sharpened. Mine just broke. And use a color pencil to connect your lines, okay? You really probably want red or orange or blue or purple or green. Yellow doesn't work very good. You can't see it. You're going to connect all your lines, making sure you've got them lined up. You're right on your marks so that everything stays even. Alright, so now I've got my lines going one direction. I'm going to sharpen a little bit. I'm going to draw my lines the other direction. Alright, now I have all my lines drawn. I could actually letter and number. I would letter across the top. It should go from A to J, and it should go from 1 to 14. If it doesn't, then you've made a mistake. Alright, so you should have this nicely gridded. Make sure that you've measured twice and you've connected once so that you do not get it incorrect. You must start your grid at the edge of your photograph, not the edge of your paper.